Hi, a few of you have said that you aren't truly comfortable with your Instant Pots yet. So since I was making homemade cranberry sauce today in my Instant Pot, I thought I'd show you how I'm going to do it to maybe make it less scary for you. The recipe I'm using is from pressurecookerrecipes.com for pressure cooker cranberry sauce. I'll put a link somewhere. I don't know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. So the first thing it says is it wants you to wash your cranberries, and it wants you to have 12 ounces of cranberries. So at the store today, we got cranberries. This is 12 ounces. So what you do is you open this up and rinse it out and take out any of the squishy ones or really wrinkly ones. There should only be a few. And I'm actually making a double batch today because my mom wants some too. So I rinsed them already. And here they are. And I picked out a few of the squishy ones. And what it wants you to do is just rinse those first, okay? Then inside the pressure cooker, which I have right here, you can kind of see the edge of it here, is it wants you to put 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and 1/4 of a cup of orange juice. So I took an orange and I zested it and then I squeezed it. And here's 1/2 cup of orange juice. So I put that in there. And then it wants us to use the maple syrup, and it's optional. I think maple syrup, or you can also, it says you can also use honey, would be good. Actually, let's use honey today. So, probably should have found my honey before. Here's my honey. So it just wants a couple tablespoons, so 2 tablespoons, so we'll put 4 in. So I'm just gonna squeeze it until I feel like it's 4 tablespoons, because you know, this isn't truly science, it's by taste. There's some art to it, so we'll put that much in there, okay? And then it wants you to put 2½ teaspoons of zest, and here's my zest that I made. It looks pretty good, so we'll put that in there too. And that zest will give it a really good flavor. So we'll stir her up. And there's not a lot of liquid here, but you wanna make sure that you get that honey stirred up, because otherwise that will burn at the bottom, because the bottom will get really hot. So some recipes have you put more liquid in and then the sugar in as well at the beginning. This recipe has you put the sugar in later because the sugar will cause things to burn more so. So I got that all stirred up, and it wants me to put 10 ounces of the cranberries in. So on 12 ounces of cranberries, 10 ounces is almost the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this big thing and I'm going to pour them in. And I'll reserve some, because what we're going to do is we'll put these last ones in at the end. So inside my pot right now, this is what it looks like. So I've got the juice at the bottom and then those cranberries. You could make lots of these at once, but you don't want to fill it up too high because cranberries will foam up. And when things foam up a lot, it does make a mess. That's when you hear about people having fluid squirt out the top of their Instant Pot. And we don't want that. So we put all that in there. And then we put the lid on. I mean, this isn't hard. It is a little scary, but it's not hard. So here we go. We've got it set. You can see that it says off now. We're going to push manual, and it only wants us to do 1 minute. So I'll go all the way down to 1 minute, and you want your lid. Oops, as I put my hand over it. See, I'm not a professional YouTuber here. You want your lid all the way back because that's on sealing, okay? So it's going to heat up, and I will come back when we see the steam come out so you can see it seal, and when it's finished. What this wants us to do is cook on high pressure for 1 minute and then have 7 minutes of natural release, and I'll show you what that looks like once we get it going. So I'll see you in a minute. All right, so it just went up. You heard it was hissing just a second ago, and the pin just went up, but it still just says on. Once it gets to pressure, it will have a 1 minute there, and then the time will be up. All right, now it's finished, and we're going to wait until this L number goes all the way up to 7 minutes before we release the top. So we just wait 7 minutes. Okay, now we're waiting for it to come up to L007, so that'll be 7 minutes of NPR, or natural pressure release. Once it hits 7, we're going to turn the knob on the top. There we go. So it's at 7. So the knob on the top, we're going to turn that, and I like to move it away from my cabinets a little so that the cabinets don't have any problem. But then you can turn the knob and you'll see the steam come out the top. Don't be scared, just don't get your hand by it. That's going to take a minute for that steam to release. And once the steam is fully released, you'll see this pin here drop down. When that pin drops down, then you can open the lid. Now, a couple little things here. Some people like to have a little cinnamon in their cranberry sauce. If you like that, you can put a cinnamon stick or two in with the cranberries during the time that it's under pressure. So see, my pin went down. So then I open it up and check that out. Whoa, steam overload. So now that I'm a little steamed up here, I'm going to put my lid over. Excuse my messy kitchen. Connor's making fun of me. So see if I stir this up, how the cranberries have really just fallen apart.
I'm going to eat them all.
Yeah, he says he's going to eat them all. So what we do here is then we can push cancel, and it goes to off. Then you go to saute, and we want that to be on saute for just a few minutes here. So we are going to break these other cranberries down. So while it's on saute, that means the bottom is going to get super hot. So what we can do is we can add these extra cranberries in. That'll make it so it's not all mush. Because I did a double batch, I'm putting half a cup of white sugar in here. And then we will put just a little bit of salt. Because everything sweet is better with a little bit of salt. Okay, so we stir it up. And check that out. It's just like when you're making jam. That sugar will just dissolve down. So we're going to bring it to a rolling boil. And at that point, once it's to a rolling boil, you can taste it to see if it's at the right taste for you. If it is too tart, you can add more sugar. A lot of this is really just to taste. I don't like mine too sweet because I think that the tart really is good with the turkey. I wish you could smell it. Smell-o-vision would be great right now. So that bottom's going to get real hot on the saute mode. See how it's starting to bubble? So we'll let it all bubble up. Now, if you put those cranberries in there and you think, oh, I don't know about those big, thick cranberries, do understand that as it cools down, they will pop and get a little bit less hard as well. This is actually the first time that I've added those at the end, and I'm thinking I might put it up to pressure again, because if I put it up to pressure again, they'll pop. So it is interesting that once you get used to this thing, you can do a lot of different stuff, and you're less scared to improvise on a recipe. You want a cranberry?
Yeah.
Cranberries aren't very sweet on their own. We had to add all that sugar to make them sweet. So here we go. It's boiling up. So what will happen is when this cools down, it will turn into a jelly. So I can put it into little glass containers. Careful, that's super hot. We can put it into little glass containers. And today is Sunday, and Thanksgiving obviously is on Thursday. But this will totally still be good on Thursday, on Friday and Saturday. It'll be good on a spread. Ooh, Connor's going to taste it.
Not yet, though.
Blow on it.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, now it's probably cool enough.
It's still hot.
Okay, blow on it one more time and try it.
Not yet.
Not yet. Don't take it in there. Not on the carpet, dude. Oh, and he's gone. See how hot that saute function made it get? It really did boil it up there quickly. So, anyway, I think those big cranberries will soften up as this cools down. So I'm just going to turn it off. See, when you go back in here, you just hit cancel. And it's done.
Oh.
Oh, Connor's tasting it. What do you think?
Hot.
But delicious?
Hot.
Is it good or bad?
Hot.
I understand that it's hot, but does it taste yummy or yucky?
Weird.
Oh, weird. Don't put that back in there. So while it's cooling down, giving it a good stir is a good plan. So there you go. You have my Instant Pot cranberry sauce now. And you too can make it. Now, like I said, if you don't want those chunks, if you'd rather have smoother cranberry sauce, you can put all the cranberries in at the beginning. But these ones are getting a little bit softer. They're not quite to burst, but you can get them with your wooden spoon and they'll start bursting a little bit.
I want this.
No. All right. Thank you guys. Enjoy. And it's done. 2 containers of cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving.